Okay, again with our design problem, a recently married couple bought an inside lot of a 375 square meter lot area in Port Bonifacio with a frontage of 25 meters facing a 15-meter wide road right-of-way. The couple decided that the lot will be used for both commercial at the ground level and residential apartments at the second level, with their decision to accommodate 3 tenants for both commercial and residential units. As a designer, you have agreed to present them this 5 p.m. the initial bubble diagram layout of the building. So, here are the space requirements: rentable commercial space, hallway, stairs, fire exit, storage, toilet and bath, anteroom, living room, dining room, kitchen, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, walk-in closet, laundry room, balcony, shoe cabinet. So the first thing, when you are analyzing a design problem, you are going to visualize or plot first the site. So, ginawa na natin siya dito. Yan. So, dito, nakalagay sa problem, it's an inside lot. When we say it, an inside lot, we have only one access to the lot area. So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang isang road right-of-way sa harap niya. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng inside lot. So, pag binuklat nyo, or I think naituro ko na sa mga class ko dati kung ano yung types of lot sa building code, inside lot. So, inside lot has a neighboring lot on this side, and on this side. It's either 3 sides of the lot are occupied by a neighboring lot also, and 1 area for access or the road. So yun yung inside lot. So having a 375 square meter lot area. So yun yung ilagay ko dito, 375 square meter lot area. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. So dito, naggawa muna ako ng parang draft or drawing na square para lang ma-visualize ko kung ano yung by this time, alam ko na itsura ng lot kasi it's an inside lot. It gave me a clue. So doon pa lang, na-draw ko na kung ano yung itsura ng lot. Then with a frontage of 25 meters facing a 15-meter wide road right-of-way. So ibig sabihin, frontage, so it is adjacent to a road right-of-way. So ito yung 25 meter na yon, and then this is the 15 meter road right-of-way. So doon pa lang, meron na tayong vague idea kung gaano kalaki yung site. 25 meters daw ang frontage. But how about yung second measurement? Sino nakakaalam paano makuha tong second measurement, yung 15 meters na to? Anybody from the class? Very basic. Uli, hello. Are you there? Robbie. Alam ka ni Robbie.
I-divide po yung lot area sa 25 meters po na frontage.
Yes, that's correct. So, yun. Doon natin nakuha yung 15 meters. Okay? So, after that, so okay na tayo sa lot area. We have our dimensions na. 25 meters here, and 15. Okay? So, after that, so the couple has decided that the lot will be used for both commercial at the ground level and residential apartments at the second level. So, take note of that. No, sinabi niya ground level commercial and second level residential. So you have now the idea kung paano nyo i-arrange ito, space requirements. Sabi dito, with their decision to accommodate 3 tenants for both commercial and residential units. So ibig sabihin, we have 3 tenants separately for the rentable spaces. So, ibig sabihin magkakaroon tayo doon ng 3 units and then another 3 units for residential units. So, yung iba, ang ginawa lang, isang unit lang kung ginawa nila sa bubble diagram. Which is, yun nga, na-fail nila na ma-realize na kailangan ng tig-tatlong units for both commercial and residential apartments. So, yun. Okay? So, dun pa lang alam nyo na kung paano nyo i-plot yung mga spaces. Sa ground floor would be all the rentable commercial space depending on what is in the space requirements, and the residential apartments also with their decision to, okay na yun as a designer, so okay na doon. So after you know what would you do, now you can check now the space requirements to see what are those spaces. I-arrange nyo na lang. So for the ground level, we have rentable spaces, hallway, stairs, storage, and toilet and bath. So yun na yun sa ground floor natin. Then for the second floor, we have 3 units which are the residential units, anteroom. So dito madami din nagkamali sa anteroom. So what do we mean by when we say anteroom? We say anteroom, so ayun, dinilit ko na kasi. So it means we have, for example, we have 2 units here. So let's imagine this, that it is a condominium apartment unit. Sorry, nalamunan to, oh my God. So in a typical manner, you can, pwede mo naman tong gawin. Like, ilagay ka dito ng door. Ilagay ka ng door dito. Imagine na lang, kuwari maganda yung drawing natin. So, ayan. So, you have 2 doors here. 1 unit. Let's label the rooms 1. And this one. So we have 2 condominium units here. When we say anteroom, it's a space, a passageway. Pwede to guys. Pero usually for the users to have some kind of privacy when they are entering their units, you have to put a space in between these 2. Since it is usually seen on condominium type of designs, para kasi ma-feel ng owner na it's his space psychologically. Kasi pagpasok niya, wala siya makikitang iba kundi yung door and yung unit niya. So yun yung technique, yung reason bakit naglalagay na anteroom. It is also applied on hotels, hotel planning. Okay. So ito na yung door dyan. And another door here. Ay, wala. Yun. So this area is the anteroom. So this could be open like a passageway lang naman towards their units. So a lot of you guys have misinterpreted the term anteroom and used it in the commercial spaces. Well, it is given, but it is usually used in, hindi pa ako kasi like, anteroom are usually applied on this kind or residential unit buildings. Okay? So, kasi kapag nilagay mo siya sa commercial or rentable spaces, mawawala yung function na you are purposely using that space for commercial. Parang ginagawa mong private yung magiging passageway from a commercial space, which is ironically speaking kinokontradict mo yung purpose. Bakit siya isang commercial space? Okay? So, ayun. Some clarification with regards to our activity. So, do you guys have any questions regards to this? Yun lang to. Napakadali lang nito actually. You have any questions? May student pa ba ako dito? Bukod kay Robbie?
Sir, yung sa Anteroom po.
Yes.
Ang ginawa ko po kasi ang pagkakaintindi ko po sa planning ko po, ginawa ko po doon yung Anteroom ko po, nilagay ko po sa space, sa first floor po, bago po umakyat ng stairs. Parang inclusive space po yun para po dun sa mga tenants sa second floor.
Ganun ba yung ginawa mo, Robbie?
Opo, sir.
Parang hindi ko napansin eh. Pero at least, nag-provide ka ng 3 units eh. Pero usually ganun yun, Robbie. Anteroom, usually ginagamit lang siya sa mga units ng apartment. So anteroom kasi, it's like passageway for private passageway for residential units like this one. So hindi ko siguro ang term na dapat mong ginamit doon or space na ginamit mo doon para seclude yung mga users is dapat siguro hindi anteroom eh. Should be another space like foyer. Foyer kasi usually ginagamit naman siya sa mga residential din eh. Pero usually kapag ganun hindi lang naman eh, lalagyan lang naman natin siya ng parang privacy eh. So no need to put anteroom on a stair like yun. Yun lang. Kasi anteroom is wala pa talaga akong nakikitang space na nilagay sa like ganong space sa parang main traffic way ng tenants versus the public. Kasi by that time kasi parang doon maghahalo na yung public space sa private, public saka doon sa users ng commercial versus doon sa users ng mga units sa taas. Yun. So, yun, research pa natin mabuti kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng space na yun. Okay?
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
How about the others? May question ba? So, sabihan ko kayo guys kung anong space yun. Hindi naman siya pwedeng vestibule. Kasi vestibule is for So, check DK Ching siguro. Usually naman kasi kung gusto nyo i-separate yung traffic flow from these rentable spaces, maglalagay ka lang naman dito ng another room. It's another room here. Magkakaroon ka ng door dito para ma-separate mo. So since wala naman tayong nilagay na ganun, parang receiving area. Ganon, receiving area for the tenants. Yun siguro ang perfect term for that, receiving area. Parang lounge or lobby. Something like that, Robbie. Okay, wala nang question. Hanapin nga natin itong hotels. Wait lang. So mamaya magbibigay ako ng floor plan with regards to that specific kind. So hanapin ko muna. But yeah. So on to our next agenda. It's about your esquisse number 1. No? Magkakaroon tayo ng presentation or brief presentation with regards to esquisse number 1. So as you can tell, I have sent the side problems on the G class. You can check it. You can check it now. So andun na rin yung lahat ng requirements, lahat ng space requirements. Even we have plotted the site now and the slope, so it will never be a problem for you guys to analyze it. So i-group nyo na lang yung spaces or space requirements. And of course, yung mga design considerations na sinabi dun sa ating problem. Okay. So, paki-check na lang. Tapos, let's present. I'm going to present this now. Excuse me. Wait, am I sharing my screen now? So esquisse number 1 is entitled Motel. Okay. Okay. Yun. So, our outline. What's in it for me? Motel, types of patronage, feasibility, location, types of motel, site plan, case study. So this is a separate presentation. Let's wrap it up about me. So wala yata akong nilagay ng mga to. So hanggang case study lang tayo. So what are the benefits in ngayon pa lang is inaaral natin yung this type of designs. So it's an additional information of new design ideas. So from first year, di ba, kayo as a student, nag-start kayo from residential buildings. And then on your second year, first sem, meron na kayong idea about how commercial spaces are operated, are planned, designed, auditoriums and place of worship like chapel. So motel is another type of design idea. It is an introduction to hospitality designs. And also, having to know the basics or the business idea or business side to motel is very important when it comes to the planning side of it also. So of course, if you have the basic ideas, if you have the basic knowledge with regards to the context of motel planning, you are sure that you will be your actual structure or your initial drafts or actual construction of your motels in the future, if you get to be an architect, is minimized. Next slide. Okay, what's the motel? So motel is any sleeping accommodation specifically designed and operated for travelers who travel by car. So it's a sleeping accommodation. Usually these are used by travelers a lot. Dito lang kasi sa Philippines nagkaroon ng bad connotation when you are saying motel. But Typically, it's used by vacationers, driving travelers, or for business purposes when yung travel time nila is longer than expected. So it's a temporary lodging of those three types of patronage ng motel. So through the growing need for hospitality as roads and automobiles develop, motels are now considered part of the hotel business. Meaning, as the roads and automobiles have been developed, and so the large requirement also for these type of hospitality designs buildings. So those travelers who can't afford pricey, luxurious hotel inns, they can settle down for just a motel because ang primarily used lang naman nito is for temporary lodging for the night. So essentials for success of a motel business. It's 1, good location. 2, attractive appearance. That's why they hire architects for this. And 3, quick, pleasant, and economical service. So quick, pleasant, and economical service, which is the thing that they cannot provide when they are staying at a hotel. So dito mas madali. You just park your car, you just pay for the night, then lodge in your room. So that's really fast then. So yun. Next, types of patronage. So we have 3 types of users. First is the transient traveler. So he primarily desires easy access to his vehicle as well as prompt service. He wants aesthetically pleasing surroundings as well as create recreational opportunities. So yon, transient travelers. Number 2, business travelers, those who are in for business, who are traveling. And 3, vacationers. So it's either these 3 types of people are naabutan sa daan. So they just need a temporary lodging for the night. So transient travelers also. So that's why itong sa mga transient travelers, they are either staying for the night or just having to spend their vacation in the motel. So that's why some motels are providing recreational opportunities in their structure, like swimming pools, gyms, saunas, and bath, etc. So there is a clear need for more high-quality motels for middle and low-income people. So a new motel should take precautions to avoid pricing itself out of the market. The designer must ensure that the construction costs do not result in prohibitively high rental rates. So yun. So ang market talaga ng motel is those middle to low income people that can't afford pricey lodging in for the night. So as a designer, you have to consider carefully how you will lay out or plan the site so that your construction cost would not be prohibitively much higher, so that makapag-provide yung owner ng mas mababang rental rates. Kasi kung mas mataas yung rental rates niyan, yung ROI niyan or return of investment from the businessman or owner would be much matagal or much longer. Feasibility. So when you are conducting initial design in the initial meeting of an architect versus the owner should have first is the business forecast. So itong steps na to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 na to, ma-apply nyo din to kapag nagpo-propose na kayo ng thesis title ninyo. So these are the things that you should do So one is the business forecast. So this forecast should determine whether there is sufficient need for a new motel and should provide a general indication of the number of guest rooms and type and scope of services to be provided. So yun yung business forecast. So dito daw madedetermine kung is there a need for this type of structure on this site. And number 2, how many is the expected users? So that's why masasabi na natin kung ilan yung number ng guest rooms and what are the scope of services that your structure will cater. Okay? So is it feasible to that specific location, to that specific area? So a good motel is also has good location. So location. Number 2, selection of site. So yun nga, mamimili na ng site. So mamaya i-explain pa natin further how you can what kinds of location or strategic location your motel can be located. 3, financial plan. So operation cost, ano pa ba yung financial plan? Operation cost, some projections from this year to the upcoming years. When will my investment be returned or return of investment, so on and so forth. 4, functional scheme. So these are the number, types, and sizes of guest rooms, public spaces, and food and beverage facilities, the type of building construction, and the extent of mechanical services. So very detailed na dito na papasok yung programming nyo basing from the feasibility studies that you have conducted at first hand. So dito madedetermine nyo na kung gaano kadaming sizes ng guest rooms, gaano kadaming public spaces ang need, ano ang mga services na ipoprovide mo specifically in your planning. Then after all of these have been put into place, then you can proceed now. And of course, if the owner has approved your schematic plans, your diagrams, initial layout, then you can proceed with the construction drawings. So nandun na yung complete plan. Feasibility. This is the last one. So basic economic survey. So ito din, pwede nyo ting gamitin to as a study beforehand. So how much will the cost of construction will be and its operation. So these are reflected in the financial plan as well and yung business or feasibility studies ninyo. Major highway patterns, of course, when you are just starting to select your site, you should know where will be the highways be newly constructed along near your site. So ano bang mga saan ba dadaan yung highway pagka in the near future? So saan ba magkakaroon ng mas malaking route? Having to have access on your building. So yun. So doon na papasok yung magkakaroon ka ng meetings with the different legal bodies like DPWH. DPWH will be reliable for providing you information kung saan, if in the Philippine setting, kung saan strategically magkakaroon ng future plans for highway construction. Then the DTI, you can interview them also kung ano yung mga types of business meron sa business nyo. So is it feasible to construct this kind of structure on the area and so on and so forth. So overabundance of motels. So ilan ba yung magiging kalaban sa business? So is it feasible that I will be up to this kinds of business as well kung magtatayo ako ng hotel dito sa location na to. Sound land title. So, is your land be on the list or parang makdo lang na bibili mo yung lupa tapos ibebenta mo for franchise? Ganun. Financial feasibility, type of travelers, length of stay, and seasonal fluctuations. So, ano yung target market mo? Is it for vacationers? Is it for business? Is it for traveling tourists, etc.? Then length of stay, will they be staying there for a vacation break, holiday, or are they just staying there for the night? So on seasonal fluctuations, do I have more guests when it is a Christmas season, and so on and so forth. So according to Horwath, pero hindi siya to guys. Template lang yan. Hindi siya si Horwath and Horwath. So wag niyo na lang pansinin yung picture. Hotel accountants and consultation. So Horwath and Horwath is an hotel accountant and consultant. So a good motel is based on this three consideration. No? A successful motel will be considered basing from the rate of economic growth. So is your location in the verge of development also as well? Future developments, is there any future plans near your location for it to become more developed in the future? Status of existing or contemplated transient housing and feeding accommodations. Is there an existing transient housing or accommodations also near the area? And feeding accommodation, how good is those facilities functioning right now? So you have to know the status. So sa location, so the motorist travel length is approximately at least 300 miles. So nakakapag-travel daw ang isang motorist or motor by for 300 miles in a day. So doon pa lang malalaman nyo kung marami ba na mag-stay sa motel nyo from a specific location. So magda-draw na kayo niyan doon sa map nyo ng 300 mile radius. Personal preferences and highway condition. What is the condition of the highway? Makakadaan ba lahat ng tourists, ng traveling tourists here? And also, it really depends also sa personal preference ng user nyo. Usually, nadadaan to sa how you present your motel designs in the site. So dito, papasok na yung using traffic surveys. So how many are the trucks passing by, the passenger traffics in a 24-hour volume? So doon pa lang malalaman mo kung ilan na yung guest rooms mong papasok sa motel mo when you're just initially planning your hotel. 200-mile radius of a possible route. So yun. So sabi nga dito 300 miles yung travel length ng isang motorist. But dito 200 mile lang. So doon pa lang malalaman nyo kung meron bang gagamit ng facility ko or wala. So major highway route fluctuation. So depende talaga kung saan yung magiging route of development of highway structures. So you have to consult the different kinds of planning agencies like DPWH or DTI, real estate broker. So gaano kataas yung value ng land na napili nyo ng owner. Construction engineers and architects, of course us, those who have experience when in building a motel, gives the owner a great advice on how things will work in the construction phase and the planning stage. Accounting firms, this is on the business side na din. So, yan. Finance company, if they are going to loan or if they are venturing out in a business. So, if their capital will be loaned also. So, yung business ba nila will be feasible enough para i-accept ng finance company. So these are the type of location, strategic location. So it is recommended that if the roads have at least a difficult or merong difficulty in passing by this kind of terrains, lots of users will come to your motel. It is also recommended that your hotel will be at least outside the city or outside the city town proper where the city hotels are located para mas mataas yung chance na yung motel nyo will be feasible for the users. So yun, ulit lang. So yun. So if your location is have a lot, ibig sabihin kapag successful yung business, they have a lot of competitions in that specific area. Kaya it's feasible also to locate a new motel in that. So ang magkakatanong na lang dito is how strong is your branding, how strong is your market competency with regards to all of these motel. And also, it is feasible to locate a motel near or sa tapat ng motel. Kasi if this highway is let's say an expressway where or high-speed thoroughfare when sa English, yung daan na to is dinadaanan ng mabilis na sasakyan, it's hard for them to make a turn kung dito sila manggagaling. So it's feasible that you locate your motel in this side. Okay, another good location for your motel is the here. Pakanan. So kasi dito ang orientation naman is very pleasing to the eye. So pagka dumaan dito yung travelers, ma-attract niya agad yung mata. So hindi lang motel ang maganda dito sa mga corner lots ng ganito. So even commercial areas as well. That's why kung mapapansin nyo yung McDo, yung mga franchise ng McDo, they are always located the corner lots of the highway. Then the elevation, of course, kapag di nakikita agad ng user, mas maliit yung chance na gamitin nila yung facilities mo versus dito. Yan, okay. So different networks enhance if viewed prominently from Arrow. Yan. So again, with how your motel is seen from the highway. So maganda yung view dito. Same with that. So ayan, access not evident. So first, this generally worst. So ibig sabihin kasi parang hindi kita, hindi maganda yung pagkaka-orient ng space, kaya worst to. And not access not evident. So ganun din yun sa kahit anong building, no? That's why sa mga buildings natin, we are creating a welcoming designs for our structures para magkaroon ng evident for access. evident for access. So once na makita ng users yan na wala ditong, hindi ko alam kung saan ako dadaan, hindi ko alam kung saan ang entry, hindi nila yan gagamitin, hindi nila yan papasukin. Whereas if you have strong welcoming designs and your access to your motel is very evident and prominent, then mataas yung chance or feasible yung site mo and your structure as well. Okay, there are 4 types of motel. So first is the city motel. It is a town within a town or on the outskirts of a city. It is primarily intended for commercial travelers doing business in the downtown area. It usually entails expensive land, a constrained site, and a structure at least 3 stories tall. Buildings and parking take up nearly the entire place. So city motel, it is on the downtown, usually not at the center of the city, but within the radius of the city. So this city motel are for those travelers who have business on the outskirts of town. Number 2, motor annex, relatively new development. It adjoins an existing hotel in the city. Whether the motel emphasizes its connection as an annex will depend on its reputation and advertising location, services, utilities, supervision, and maintenance staff. So it is usually connected to an existing hotel. So if so that the users will have a choice. Okay, so parang marketing strategy din to. So once the users cannot afford a hotel, so dun sila gagamit sa motor annex. Okay, 3, highway motor hotel. So highway motor hotel furnishes roadside parking for the traveler and route. This type of motel is usually 1 or 2 stories high with at least 3 acres of land. So ito yung usual na makikita sa mga highways with in the outskirts, hindi sa city, parang transition pa lang from the city. So sa labas talaga ng city, makikita tong highway motor hotel. So usually they are 2 stories high with a lot of spaces. Since nagki-cater din ng highway motor hotels for the vacationers having to have a break in the city life. 4, resort motel is intended primarily for guests who have reached their destination and usually requires ample recreation facilities. So of course, if you are traveling to Boracay and you are broke, usually you go to a resort motel. Okay, so it's for those guests who have reached their destination. So ibig sabihin, doon na sila nag-stay for vacation. So that's why they have to provide ample space for recreation facilities. Number 5, ayan, resort motel, the airport motel to, sorry, naano ako dito, na typo. It's a relatively large and high-class operation. This type of motel often has 150 to 300 rooms, 2-story guest rooms, and a site of at least 10 acres. So this airport motel is like like a level niya yung mga hotel. So that's why mataas yung storage niya. So this kind of motels caters to foreign or domestic travelers, which permits good recreational facilities, lodging. So yeah, it's like small scale hotel. So airport motel. In site planning, So inside planning, we call this pull with privacy. When we say pull with privacy, it's you are going to pull the eyes or panghatak ng customers. You have to attract your customers in your structure, but at the same time having the designs to have a very private and serene ambience for your users. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng pull with privacy. So some considerations of it is the variety of motel. So what does your motel caters to? So we have different kinds of motel. So depending on the usage, depending on the users, etc. Types of and also the location as well. Types of guests who will be using your hotels. Is it travelers? Is it for business only? Is it foreign or domestic vacationers, etc. Site conditions. So is it a sloping motel or flat? Do you have any considerations with regards to how you will develop the site? How is the overall entrance, grandeur, ambience that you will evoke on your users? Preference of motel owner. So again, with the owner, so syempre sila yung may-ari, they have also their specific likes. Paano nila mas mapapalakas yung sales ng motel nila. Okay? So, yun. So, it depends on them also. And you have to consult to them also. So, high-speed thoroughfare or highway or expressway or yun. So, if your site is located within the vicinity of this or if your site has access or is adjacent to this thoroughfare or highway, it's the frontage of motel should have at least more or less 500 feet frontage. So bakit 500 feet? Do you have any idea why 500 feet? Bakit ganun kalayo? Hello? May student pa ba ako? 2E, gising. Any idea why 500 feet? Hello?
Sir, possible po na maingay din sa lugar.
Exactly. So yun ang reason. So these are the type of layouts. So figure 12. So these are for motels that have separate units, having be able to, each unit has different themes. That's why it is separated from one another. And then another, for figure 13, yeah, we have a solid plan with a central accent of garden. So, yeah. So this could be a direct passage to your units. Figure 14, it is very much applied to corner lots. So if your lot is in this situations, yan. Pinakamagandang layout since mape-present mo yung facade mo very tastefully. Same with the figure 14. Figure 15 also is just like that. So it's just a solid plan. Figure 16, it also depends on your lot. If your lot is very narrow, Then figure 17, if your lot is square in plan, then this square represents a high ceiling design. So just an idea. So umulat lang. So another example. So these are the highway, and then this is within your site. So this pwede dito, ito yung entry, ito yung exit out of your site, and then some nice developments on the center, and then your parking here, and then this is your receiving area. Or it could be like this. So some developments here to buffer also the noise from the highway. Then another separate access for your service. So for those utilities or back of the house access towards your motel. So ito yung admin siguro receiving, and then these are the units. Figure 20, yeah. Solid din. So more on open planning. Then naglagay siya dito ng like cantilever louver. As it serves as a statement in the highway na this is the main entrance. I am the main entrance of the structure. So yeah. Then parking here. So in this one, centered naman siya. And then it caters, since it's a direct access towards the receiving area or the admin office of your building, then pwede na ditong bumaba. No? Very accessible agad yung clients, and then have a valet parking social. So yun. May direct access agad through receiving and lodging in. Or like this one. Yes. So same lang, no? Parking at the front, direct access here. Dito naman ginamit niyo yung pool as a center of attraction of parking. So that serves as a pool also. P-U-L-L, not P-O-O-L. P-U-L-L for the users. So 2 stories. These are for 2 stories. Type of structure. So the parking is located under. Then these are the main highway. If your site is located on a corner lot, this is very strategic. So at the center is a garden area. So this is an example of a site plan. It's called the Travelers Inn in Fairbanks, Alaska. The architect is Edwin Crittenden. So yun. So as you can see from the figure, you have the parking here, then 1 story for the administration receiving area. This one is 1.5 story. So notice how they play with the heights. Then this one is 2 stories, and all of it is 1 story lang. Kapantay nito. So the units are 1 story. This one is 2 stories also as well pala. So ito lang yung naiwan. Another examples. Avis Motel, Midway Airport, Chicago design, INC architect. Okay. O'Hare Chicago Motor Hotel. So it's a 1-story, 2-story with a pool, amenities, and lots of garden space. And Pan American Motel, Miami Beach, Florida, Carlos B. Scopel and Schupel and Architects. Very decent motel in the near the ocean area. Okay. Thanks. Get in touch. So yun, that's it for our discussion for this afternoon. Do you have any questions so far? So yung iba nawala na ng data. So nagpaalam na sila sa akin. Any questions? So papasadahan pa ba natin yung sige, pasadahan pa natin yung ating design problem. Again, okay. I-present na din natin to or siguro i-send ko na lang. So I think malinaw naman na yung discussion about model. Ngayon we are going to discuss the esquisse number plate activity para malinaw. Let me share my screen. Yun. Stop sharing. Share my screen. Okay. So okay, good pa ba? Good pa ba guys? Kaya pa? So, discuss lang natin to ng mabilis. So, project title, Motorist Hotel. So, basahin nyo na lang yan. It's what I've discussed. And then, location, it's on Bangan Road, Sagada Mountain Province. Statement of the problem. So, a former OFW has decided to build a motorist hotel from the land property inherited from his parents. So, the project is a 10-unit motel that will cater to the increasing number of tourists that will visit the town of Sagada. So the available open area is sloping down 20% at northwest, with a great view of town's sprawling rice terraces and the breathtaking sunsets. The client wants to incorporate vernacular Cordilleran architecture to immerse the tourists, with province culture. And minimize the carbon footprint. So research more on this carbon footprint, how you can minimize it in your project. So yun din yung naging tanong sa akin nung nagtitesis ako eh. So did you consider your carbon footprint on your project? Since yung motel ko din yung thesis ko din is motel. Retreat center pala pero hindi motel. Pero they have also asked me the same question. Projects and their features. So important stuff. 8-meter wide road, 10 minutes away from the town proper. So it has a total lot area of 840 square meters with a frontage of 24 meters. You know now how to compute this. Drawing requirements. So space requirements. So yan, basahin nyo na lang. Task, design a motorist hotel based on the design brief and needed requirements. Follow project deadlines and instructions. So these are the project deadlines. So we have at least three submittals for the midterm. Yeah. So the first one is research work and design precedent. So do advanced reading. So I will not require everyone to pass this. Basta basahin nyo na lang. No? This will be your guide in formulating your concept. Esquisse 1.2 schematic design phase. So, or the concept board for short. So you have site analysis, page 1, architectural programming, page 2, or this could be interpreted into adjacency matrix, bubble diagram for page 3, and translate your architectural programming into an initial layout. Okay? So, yan, alam niyo na ito gawin. Design concept sketches, it could be materials, form concept, where did you get your inspiration from, your something about something about Cordilleran architecture, something about the materials, etc. A brief massing of your structure, so that will also help. So anything that is your first hand concept in the early phase of the design. So for Class E, your deadline will be February 25, which will be next week. So please follow the name format in the Google Classroom, last name, first name, middle initial. Yon. Then the format should be like this, and strict compliance is expected. So I'm still checking the formats of your name in the G class, and if you can follow that, you will be automatically kicked out from the Google Classroom. Then design Esquisse 1.3, it's design development. So you need to pass to me site on plan on site, page 1. So you may need another page if for the circulation plan, another page for separate circulation plan, but this is optional. So black and white only except circulation and vegetation. Put annotations. Wash color the circulation in yellow, wash color the vegetation in green, scale 1:100. So your plan on site would be black and white only except for your circulation and vegetation. Okay, you don't need to color or render the spaces. 1, site elevation, view from the rice terraces. So saan ba yung view natin from the rice terraces? From the problem, so analyze carefully. So date of submission for Class E, March 4. Okay. Detailed site section for the next submittal and 1 perspective. So cut through the best location showing different areas on site, black and white color only. It's optional if you render it. Annotate your section, try to retain the natural slope and use it in your design. So research on this. Perspective, minimum 1 exterior aerial perspective. Aerial. Date of submission would be on March 11. Notes, so the name format should be like this. Yeah. So title block is on the lower right back of your T3 paper. And then ito na yung hindi nyo na need i-analyze. So it is plotted na the site. Okay, wala nang problem. So also the slope is then plotted. So you have no problem in analyzing this. So do you have any questions so far with regards to our major Late? Questions? Yo, 2E. Saan na lamunan ko?
Wala pa po tanong, sir.
Ha?
Wala pa po.
Okay. So, pwede naman kayo mag-message sa GC. Sa GC na lang kayo mag-question. I'll try to answer it if it's a worthy question. Ano pa? Additional announcement do I have? Your attendance, please do so. No, huwag nyo kalimutan yung attendance nyo for this day. All of the recording will be posted real soon after this. And yeah, thank you for listening. So, consultation pala. With regards to consultation, I will be catering consultees for next week. So just provide me a plan on site with complete details and measurements. Okay. So I will cater everyone as much as I can. So yeah. So siguro sa first week, it's ideal that you consult na. And additional things, I think I am allowing everybody to pass their outputs on pencil rendered first, but at the end of the last date of our submittal, which will be on March 11, I think. March 11. So by that time, March 11 ba? Let me check na. Kasi dalawang date tayo no? Thursday, Friday pala. So tama, March 11, 5 p.m. at exactly that date, you have to render all your works in ink. So you have to provide me at least a progress drawing, one for the pencil. If you passed your activity on pencil rendered, and two, the finish work. So I'll be checking your outputs from time to time depending on the schedule of passing. So for example, your esquisse number 1.1 to 1.2, it will be on February 25. I will be initially grading those students who have passed it on time. And then before March 11, before starting the week, what is the right term? Before the week of March 11, I will be changing the dates of the submittals for the esquisse to March 11, so that everybody will have a chance to resubmit their works na hindi nalilate. Okay? So yun lang, some notes when passing. Joshua May, do you have question? Tahimik ni Joshua May.
Wala po, sir.
How about Giancarlo? Wala naman?
Wala naman po.
Okay, yun lang sa akin for today. I think we have tackled everything. No? And give me some suggestion with regards to our games. So, kailangan ba natin magpa-games every day, every meeting? Or siguro ngayon lang? Siguro sa consultation hindi na, because we will be needing that time. Okay, so thank you guys for attending my class. I hope that everybody has that idea now on how they can start with their plates, their esquisse. So please pass it on time so that your scores will not be the same as you have gotten from your first activity. So bumawi kayo guys. And yan, I hope na meron kayong mga natutunan from me for this design. So thank you and have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.